think about that. If this was in any third world country, certainly if it was in Latin America, I think it did happen in Latin America with Lula. But if this is any other country, every single person in the United States government would be like, oh, that's not democratic at all. We got to send our freedom planes over there and give them some democracy because that's not fair. That's what we would say. The Democratic Party on their official Twitter account, 3 weeks ago, the Democratic Party's official Twitter account tweeted out that Donald Trump should be permanently banned from Facebook. That's what they said. Now, if you were able to set aside your personal feelings for Donald Trump, able to set aside your, if you consider him a racist or his voters were, set that aside for just a moment, okay? Think of him as just a political party leader. That's it. Think about the consequence of having one major, in a two-party system, right? Think about the consequence of having one major political party who's, by the way, severely funded, overwhelmingly funded by all these social media platforms. One political party is advocating for the complete silencing and removal of the other political party from the platform that provides 80% of news and updates for people, roughly 80%, something like that. What does that mean? Where the hell have we gone? Like, a political party can just decide, and actually, I think they use the word demand. A political party can just demand that their political opposition is completely silenced from the biggest platform in the world? Like, does anyone understand how scary that is? That's my problem. I don't like Donald Trump. I do not want Donald Trump to be elected. I don't like most of his policies. It is fucking terrifying to me that a political party can just say they shouldn't be allowed to speak. That's my political promise. They should not be allowed to speak. Make them silenced. And that people entertain it and celebrate it. Liberals everywhere retweeting that tweet saying, yes, thank you, Daddy Democratic Party. You're this wonderful, thank you so much for leading us in truth. To just completely shut down any opposing view. If the Democratic Party is going to do that to the Republican Party, you don't think they're going to do that to leftists? It will be immediately weaponized against leftists. They will weaponize it against any other opposition. And by the way, if the Republican Party also if the shoe was on the other foot, the Republican Party would say the same shit. They would demand the Democratic Party be removed from the platform if they had the same relationship with big tech and stuff like that. I don't think the Republican Party has that same relationship as the Democratic Party has. But that is absolutely grotesque that a major political party can demand that their opposition be removed from the largest platform for news on the planet. After he was already banned from Twitter, after he was banned from Twitch, I don't know if he was banned from YouTube. I'm not totally sure. I don't even, I know people say like Instagram's a thing, but like, I don't really understand how Instagram's used for like news stuff. Maybe I'm not good at Instagram. I don't get it. But a couple of the biggest platforms are Facebook and Twitter, certainly, to get like news bits out. Silencing a major political party and whoever they're running is disgusting. It doesn't matter if you don't agree with any of that. There's free speech. There is a free flow of ideas. There should be good discussion. If you don't like those ideas, refute them with fact. Have a discussion with their voters, convince them to come to your side. You don't just completely fucking silence them. That is like, that's literally fascism. The Democratic Party, who spent the last 6 years screaming that Donald Trump is a fascist, that was probably on bumper stickers someplace. Democratic Party screaming that Donald Trump is a fascist and an authoritarian dictator and it's going to end democracy in this country. They're the ones demanding that an opposing political party and an opposing political ideology is silenced. And they are somehow have deluded themselves or have this cognitive dissonance on what actually is fascism. A tenet of fascism is that no one else of opposing view shall be allowed to speak. Here we are, censoring anyone we don't like. It's not Donald Trump that is now pushing us towards fascism. It has somehow changed to the Democratic Party and the liberal mindset that is pushing us towards it. Please stop. Like, that's very dangerous. Not only because, first of all, it's wrong and it's hypocritical because you've been screaming about it for 6 years, but also, this shit happens all the time where one political party will use a certain weapon or a certain tool, right? When they're in power. And then when they're not, guess what happens? The other side uses it. Would you rather have the Republican Party be demanding that anything that they don't agree with is completely silenced? We cannot allow censorship. And this is why I consider it a tenet of the left. A main pillar of leftist policy should be anti-censorship and allowing the free discussion of free thought, thinking, whatever. If you don't like an opposing ideology, convince them otherwise through discussion, conversation, mutual policy, work together, compromise. There's 1,000 different diplomatic tools we can use that don't include completely silencing them. Okay? If we don't want to be a third world fascist dictatorship authoritarian government, if we don't want that, I don't want that. I hope you also don't want that. Then we need to stop that right away, because that's only going to snowball into some crazy issue. We've already seen it happen. There have been many people, independent journalists that have been silenced. Hey, have you guys heard of a man named Julian Assange? That guy's going to die in fucking prison. He's going to die. Probably the most consequential journalist in the world, in history, potentially. He's going to die in prison for the crime of exposing war crimes. The United States committed war crimes, literally. Someone leaked it to Julian Assange. He published it. He is now in prison for the rest of his life until he's dead. How's that fair?